So when we use X Factor for our therapeutic practice, I'm going to actually start with standing. We can sit in the swing and I'll show you some different variations, but starting from standing helps people get into the leg loops a little bit easier. So it's complicated at first. We're going to take the leg loops and we're going to put them on. I'm going to start out facing away, and I put them on like a t-shirt so you can see the leg loop behind my back, okay, underneath the arms. Second side, over the head, underneath the arms, and then when I lean back, I'm going to see this beautiful X in front of me, okay? Once I have an X in front of me, I'm going to get my arms through. The outer leg loop transitions to the shoulder. So this little space here, my elbow goes through, okay? Once I have those on the shoulders, I'm able to pull them apart, which is really nice, and we want to lean back and keep tension on them. This is the same thing where we're going to like give this swing a little kick with our hand, kick it forward, and then get the left leg up, and then the right leg up, and we're going to float. So nice and easy. You don't want to have a big swag. You're going to get the legs in there. Now when the swing is all the way down by my ankles, there's more weight in the upper body, okay? So that is the key, is the position of the swing determines how much weight there is in the upper body. So this is the deep neck and shoulder squeeze. I like using my Chillaxin arms here, or if I'm comfortable, if I'm stable, I can really press back and extend my arms. It's very strong. Okay, reach up, hold on to the outer edge of the leg loop, bend the knees. There'll be a little bit less weight now in the leg loops. And I like using my Chillaxin arms if I'm going to do this version. Gently rock from side to side. You might have to give it a little hop, a little lift, squeeze the leg loops apart. You can make little adjustments if you need. Don't be afraid to adjust it until it feels good. There is a sweet spot. Gently rocking from side to side. Okay, and now I'm going to go to the even bigger squeeze. So yeah, I'm pushing my hips up and extending my legs, but you can drop the hips to make it a little bit easier. But I usually lift and press back. And I'm going to reach for the swing. I'm going to pull it up above my bum. Make sure it's above. It's very important. And then I'm going to press the swing away. I'm going to give it a little hop. Bring the legs wide and around like I'm coming into a happy Buddha, feet together. And then I'm going to bring my hands back into Chillaxin. Now in this pose, I can tuck in and curl in. I call it love bug when I round my back. And then when I arch and lift, that's the big squeeze. Really pressing my hips up. Let's get an exhale, round in, take a pause. And then inhale, press your outer shins, push the hips to the front of the room here. Oh yeah, big squeeze. Awesome. Sometimes it feels good to do a little undulating from side to side to bring more weight into one side of the neck than the other. You might notice that they feel uneven, or one side feels like more tighter. One feels tighter. That one wants a little bit more love, so we hang out there. And then for the full inversion, I'm going to straighten my legs. My feet stay wrapped around the outside, okay? And then I'm going to hold on to this outer leg loop. This is easier to do with a shirt on, by the way, so that you can slide. But we're going to lift and arch. And then this is the full pose. It's a little bit intense on the skin, so you just have to kind of live with it unless you put a shirt on so it slides a little bit better, just like with the legs. But yeah, I usually do a little shifting, pulling the leg loops apart, finding just the right spot, and then turning my head from side to side. Digging into the neck and shoulders. This is actually releasing the C7 joint and digging into the trap so we can use X Factor. Not only to release the head and neck, as you can see here, we're getting a lot of openness, a lot of spaciousness, but we're also getting into the tops of the shoulders. Whew. Yeah. As well as releasing the C7 joint. And when we're ready to come out, we're just going to slowly lower the hips, return it to love bug. So in love bug, I like to curl up into a ball, do a little counterbalancing. Lean back if you want to go in a little bit more. Undulate a few times as we reverse. And to come fully out of the pose, I'm going to press the swing away, bring my legs down, wide straddle, scissor kick, so we don't go kerplunk, land it softly. So now I'm in my sumo, and then I'm going to just unfurl through the center and come on out. So it's a little bit of an entanglement theory. You might get all wrapped up in there. So just know that that is a really intense practice. And then I'm going to show you just with the shirt on that it slides a little bit better. We're going to do it one more time from sitting. So just some, it doesn't have to be much, but just a little bit of material on the shoulders goes a long way for the slip and slide. So I'm going to sit in the swing. We're going to go over it one more time. And I'm going to start out back to back so you can see where the leg loops go. I'm going to put the leg loop behind my back and both arms through. And then pushing it down. I usually like to push it down to the lower ribs. And then again, behind my back, both arms through. So they're both doubled up behind my back, and then I have an X in front of me. I get the outer leg loop onto the shoulder. Okay, and then I can push the swing down to the knees. So a little bit different than from standing. So I'm just going to hang out at the knees, come back into my Chillaxin arms, pushing the hips up, leaning back. Really deep stretch. Now this is the easier version. If you want the more challenging version, you can switch to the ankles or feet, and then that's a lot of weight on the shoulders, which I think feels good, but if it's too intense, then just back off and change to moving closer to the center point of the body. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap our legs around, holding onto the swing. Make sure it's above your butt. So some people try to put it on here, it doesn't work. So you can actually spread it out over the entire bum, so you're still sitting in it, and wrap the legs around. That's an option. And then from there I just pull it up. So we do eventually bunch it up at the hips. Again, just pull it apart. Put it in a good position. It is going to be intense. It is like a deep rocking session. But just see if you can add a little sway from side to side. I do a lot of undulating in the swing to release the tension. And then after my love bug, I straighten the legs. Just reviewing the whole thing one more time. Hold on to the outer leg loop, arch completely. Body straight up and down, and then hands release towards the ground. It's still super intense, even with a little bit of extra fabric. I usually just move it around until it feels like it's the most therapeutic position. So when I twist, I'm actually looking over the shoulder, under the shoulder, since we're upside down. And that allows me to go deeper into the scalenes and the sides of the neck. Dropping the hips, feet together, reversing through love bug, curling up into a little bug. When I'm ready to come out, I push into the swing, wide straddle, scissor kick down, nice and easy, and then I just come out through the center. So that's X Factor. It's really worth it. It's really quite relieving, intense practice for the neck and shoulders. So give that a try, and we'll be right back with our next video.